he leaves his, are those not illegal hits?
You're supposed to be. If you leave your feet, that's charging, and Kronwall does it. It's not like he does this once out of every 10 times. I would say that kind of hit where you see him up in the air, and people are going to say, well, he didn't leave his feet until after he hit him. No, he left his feet before he hit him, and that's not uncommon. He'll do that often, and the Ducks complained about it on the hit to Ryan Carter earlier in this series, but that's not an unfamiliar thing. We saw that in the playoffs last year. He regularly uses his feet, and he's actually fortunate you don't get called on some of those.
The terminology that they want to crack down, the launching is the way they call it. They launch themselves or they project themselves.
So is he launching?
Most definitely in that circumstance he is, absolutely.
These are some of his hits from last year. Does this guy have a reputation around the National Hockey League?
Yes, he does. There's no question about that. And if you're smart, you've got close support, because that puck's probably going to be free. If you're not, you've got a problem. This guy hits hard.
I think you've got a choice. When it comes to that hit and you're kind of zoning in on the player, and you decide that you want to take your whole upper body and throw it over his, you are projecting yourself. He could keep his feet on the ground if he decided to do that, and if he did, it would be a clean hit. And that's when the high hits and the hits to the head come in, is when you launch yourself and project yourself up in that area.
And that last clip we saw where he hit a Pittsburgh Penguin player, he didn't leave his feet on that one, but just about every one before that, he was leaving his feet. At some point, you can get called for that.
And I was going to say, when I meant a reputation, is that a reputation of a big hitter or a reputation of a dirty hitter?
I think it's just the way he hits. I don't know if he, I don't think he's a dirty hitter. He's a hitter for sure. But
well, there's another consequence to all of this, and that's by the fact that if you've left your feet, you're probably on your can too, and the attack's going the other way in a lot of cases.
So you tell your guys you'd preach against doing something like that, leaving your feet on hits.
Don't leave your
not
feet.
just for the penalty reason.
Unless it's really necessary.
Okay.
And maybe not in overtime.
Yeah.
So we've learned a lot as you get set for overtime.